Welcome back, everyone. Before we dive in, make sure you drop your thoughts and the lessons you took from this story in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get into it. The phone buzzed in Raina's purse as she sat in the corner booth of Belmore House, one of the most expensive restaurants in the city. She pulled it out, expecting a work email, but instead saw her husband's name flash across the screen. Leon, stuck at Mom's for dinner. She made that pot roast you love. Miss you, baby. Love you. Raina stared at the message. Then she lifted her eyes and looked directly across the dining room, 3 tables away, where her husband of 7 years sat in a navy blue suit she had pressed that morning. His hand was intertwined with a woman in a red dress, a woman who was definitely not his mother, a woman whose lips were currently pressed against his. The restaurant hummed with quiet conversation, the clink of silverware against fine china, the pop of champagne corks. Soft jazz played from hidden speakers. Crystal chandeliers cast a gentle glow over white tablecloths. Everything was elegant, refined, beautiful. Everything except what Raina was witnessing. She had come here tonight to meet a potential client, a developer interested in her architectural designs for a new mixed-use complex in downtown Chicago. The client had canceled 30 minutes ago, but Raina had decided to stay and enjoy a glass of wine. She had earned it after the week she had just had, finishing 3 proposals and managing a difficult contractor. Now she sat frozen, watching her husband laugh at something this woman said. The woman touched his face, her red nails grazing his jaw. He caught her hand and kissed her palm. Raina's hands did not shake. Her breathing stayed even. 7 years of marriage, and she thought she knew him. She thought their life was good. Not perfect, but good. They had talked about starting a family next year. They had just booked a vacation to Jamaica for their anniversary in 2 months. Her phone sat in her hand, the message still glowing on the screen. She could make a scene. She could walk over there, could scream, throw water, 'cause a spectacle. But Raina had been raised better than that. Her mother had always said dignity was something no one could take from you. You had to give it away. And Raina was not giving anything away tonight. She opened her camera app and zoomed in slightly. The image captured Leon clearly, his face turned toward the woman, both of them visible in profile. The woman's hand rested on his chest, his arm wrapped around her shoulders. Raina attached the photo to a text message. Raina, enjoy dinner with your mom. She pressed send. Then she took a sip of her wine and waited. 15 seconds, 20. She counted them in her head while she watched. Leon's phone must have been on the table because he glanced down at it. His whole body went rigid. He snatched the phone up, nearly knocking over his water glass. Raina watched his face drain of color even from 3 tables away. He looked at the screen, looked at his companion, looked at the screen again. Then his head whipped around, scanning the restaurant like a trapped animal looking for escape routes. Raina raised her wine glass in a small salute when his eyes found hers. The phone slipped from his fingers. The sound of it hitting the floor was audible even over the restaurant's ambient noise. Several nearby diners turned to look. Leon stood up so fast his chair scraped backward. The woman in the red dress looked confused, reaching for his arm, but he pulled away. He started walking toward Raina's table. She could see panic written all over his face. Raina pulled 2 20s from her wallet and placed them on the table, more than enough for her wine and a generous tip. She stood, picked up her purse, and walked toward the entrance. Her heels clicked steadily on the marble floor, each step measured and controlled. Raina, wait! Leon's voice carried across the restaurant, urgent and desperate. She did not stop, did not turn around. She handed her valet ticket to the attendant at the front desk and stepped outside into the cool October evening. The city stretched out before her, lights twinkling against the growing darkness. Leon burst through the door behind her. Raina, please, just let me explain. She turned to face him now, her expression calm. Explain what? That you are not at your mother's house? That part is already very clear. It is not what it looks like, Leon said, dropping his voice as a couple walked past them into the restaurant, curiosity plain on their faces. Really? Raina tilted her head. Because it looks like you are on a date with another woman while lying to your wife about your location. Did I miss something? I can explain everything. He reached for her hand, but she stepped back. Do not touch me. The valet pulled up in her silver sedan. Raina tipped him and slid into the driver's seat. Leon stepped close to the door, blocking it with his body. Where are you going? He asked, his voice cracking. Away from you. Raina, come on. We can work this out. Just come home and we will talk. She looked up at him. Really looked at him. The man she had married. The man she had built a life with. The man who had stood in a church and promised to love and cherish her. The man who had held her hand through her father's funeral, who had celebrated every career milestone with her. Move away from the car, Leon. Baby, please just move away from the car. Something in her tone made him step back. Raina closed the door, locked it, and pulled away from the curb. In her rearview mirror, she saw him standing on the sidewalk, his phone pressed to his ear, probably calling her. She felt her phone buzz in her purse but did not reach for it. She drove through the city streets, not toward their house in the suburbs, but toward downtown. Her mind felt oddly clear. No tears, no hysteria, just a strange, cold clarity. The skyline rose in front of her, glass and steel reflecting the city lights like nothing in her life could ever break them. After 20 minutes, she pulled into the parking lot of the Lakeview Grand Hotel. It was a nice place, modern and clean. She had stayed there once for a design conference. She walked into the lobby and approached the front desk. I need a room for tonight, please. The young man behind the counter smiled. Of course. How many nights? Just one for now. Will anyone be joining you? No. Just me. She filled out the paperwork, handed over her credit card, and took the key card. Room 1512. She rode the elevator up, walked down the quiet hallway, and let herself into the room. It was simple. Clean white linens, a desk, a chair, a television, a window overlooking the city. Raina set her purse on the desk and sat on the edge of the bed. Her phone had been buzzing constantly. She pulled it out. 17 missed calls from Leon. 9 text messages. Leon, where are you? Leon, please answer. Leon, I am so sorry. Leon, it was a mistake. Leon, she does not mean anything. Leon, please come home. Leon, we need to talk. Leon, I love you. Leon, Raina, please. She turned the phone off and plugged it into the charger. Then she walked to the window and looked out at the city. Somewhere out there, Leon was probably losing his mind. The woman in the red dress was probably confused or angry or both. But Raina felt nothing but that strange clarity. She had been married for 7 years. She had been faithful for 7 years. She had supported Leon through job changes and family drama. She had cooked dinners and planned vacations and picked up his dry cleaning and listened to his work problems. And he had repaid her by lying to her face so he could take another woman to an expensive restaurant. The hurt would come later. She knew that. Right now, her mind was too busy cataloging facts, making lists, planning next steps. That was what she did. She was an architect. She solved problems. She built structures from the ground up. She could tear them down, too. Raina pulled out her laptop and opened it. Then she opened a new document and titled it Evidence. She uploaded the photo from her phone, added the timestamp, wrote down the name of the restaurant, the date, the time, the text messages he had sent, everything. Then she opened her banking app, their joint checking account, their savings account. She started going through transactions, months of them, looking for patterns. It did not take long to find them. Belmore House, 4 times in the past 2 months. She had never been there with him. A jewelry store in River North, a purchase of $800 3 weeks ago. She had received no jewelry. A hotel in Milwaukee, 2 weekend charges in the past 3 months. He had told her both times he was at work conferences. Raina's jaw tightened. She kept scrolling, kept documenting each charge, each lie, each betrayal. By the time she closed her laptop, it was past midnight. She had compiled a list of suspicious charges totaling over $6,000. Money from their joint account, money she had contributed to from her salary. She brushed her teeth with the hotel's complimentary toothbrush, washed her face, and changed into the hotel robe. She would have to buy clothes tomorrow. She had left the house that morning expecting a normal day. Nothing was normal anymore. Raina lay in the hotel bed, staring at the ceiling. The room was quiet except for the hum of the air conditioning. No tears came. Not yet. She felt hollowed out, like someone had scooped out her insides and left just a shell. Tomorrow, she would figure out her next move. Tonight she just needed to breathe, to exist in this space between her old life and whatever came next. She thought about the woman in the red dress. Who was she? How long had this been going on? Did she know Leon was married? Did she care? Raina pushed the thoughts away. They did not matter right now. What mattered was what she was going to do about it. And she was going to do something. She just needed time to plan, time to think, time to build her case the same way she built buildings on paper first, with careful measurements and precise calculations. Leon had made his choice tonight. Now Reina was going to make hers. She closed her eyes and finally, mercifully, sleep came. Reina woke at 6 in the morning, same as always. Her body maintained its routine even when her life had exploded. For a moment, still drowsy, she reached for Leon's side of the bed. Her hand touched hotel sheets and everything came rushing back. The restaurant. The kiss. The lies. She sat up and turned on her phone. 32 missed calls, 26 text messages, 3 voicemails, all from Leon. She did not listen to the voicemails. She scrolled through the texts instead. Leon, where are you? I am worried sick. Leon, please just tell me you are safe. Leon, I know you are upset, but we need to talk. Leon, this is killing me. Leon, I have been up all night. Leon, please, Reina. The most recent one had come in at 4:47 a.m. Leon, I love you. Whatever you are thinking, whatever you are feeling, just remember I love you. We can fix this. Reina deleted them all. Then she called her office and left a message that she would not be in today. Personal emergency. She had sick days saved up. Years of them, actually. She never took time off. Next, she searched for women's clothing stores nearby. Found one that opened at 8. She showered using the hotel's tiny soap and shampoo bottles, dried off, and put her clothes from yesterday back on. The blue dress suddenly felt like a costume from a different life. At 7:30, she checked out of the hotel. The morning clerk asked if everything had been satisfactory. Reina said yes. Such a normal question. Such a normal answer. As if her entire existence had not shifted on its axis overnight. She drove to a diner and ordered coffee and toast. She could not stomach anything more. While she ate, she made a list on her phone. Buy clothes. Find a lawyer. Hire a private investigator. Check all financial accounts. Call Tanisha. Tanisha, her best friend since college. Tanisha, who had been her maid of honor. Tanisha, who had told Reina to trust her gut when Leon had been distant last year. Reina had brushed it off then. Stress at work, she had said. He is just tired, she had said. She had been so trusting. At 8, she walked into the clothing store and bought essentials. Jeans, a green sweater, underwear, a jacket, comfortable shoes. The saleswoman asked if she was going on a trip. Reina said yes. In a way, it was true. By 9 o'clock, she was sitting in her car in the parking lot looking up divorce attorneys. She found one with excellent reviews, a woman named Harriet Banks. Her office opened at 9:30. Reina called the moment the clock ticked over. Harbor Family Law, this is Marlene, the receptionist answered. I need to speak with Harriet Banks about a divorce, Reina said. Of course. Do you have an appointment? No, but this is urgent. My husband is cheating. I caught him yesterday. I have proof. There was a pause. Hold, please. Reina waited. Soft piano music played. After almost a minute, another voice came on the line. This is Harriet Banks. Ms. Banks, my name is Reina Coleman. I need a divorce attorney. My husband cheated. I have photographic evidence, and I think he has been stealing from our joint accounts. Can you see me today? Can you come in this morning? I have a cancellation at 10. I will be there, Reina said. Harriet's office was in a downtown building, 15 floors up with a view of the river. The waiting room had leather chairs and abstract art on the walls. Marlene offered her coffee. Reina accepted. At exactly 10, Harriet opened her door. She was in her 50s, gray streaking through her natural hair, wearing a navy suit that looked expensive and sharp. Mrs. Coleman, come in. Reina followed her into a spacious office. Harriet gestured to a chair across from her desk, and they both Saturday. Tell me what happened, Harriet said. Reina laid it out, the text message, the restaurant, the photo, the lies. She pulled up the image on her phone and showed Harriet. Then she showed her the bank records she had screen captured last night, the hotel charges, the restaurants, the jewelry. Harriet took notes on a legal pad, her face composed. When Reina finished, Harriet set down her pen and looked at her directly. Do you want to try to save the marriage? Reina did not hesitate. No. You are certain? Harriet asked. No counseling? No second chances. I am certain, Reina said. I will not be married to someone who kisses another woman in a restaurant and lies to my face about where he is. That was just the time I caught him. Clearly there were others. Harriet nodded once. Good. Women who are certain make my job easier, she said. Now, here is what we are going to do. First, we document everything. Every charge, every text, every piece of evidence. Second, we will open accounts in your name only and transfer your personal funds. Third, We will file for divorce on the grounds of adultery. In this state, that matters for asset division. Fourth, we will make sure you get everything you are entitled to. Reina exhaled slowly. I want more than that, she said. I want him to face consequences. I want him to understand that what he did cost him something real. Harriet's mouth curved in a small, fierce smile. Then we will give him consequences, she said. Tell me about your financial situation. What do you make? What does he make? Reina pulled up her salary information on her phone. I am an architect. I make $90,000 a year. Leon works in marketing for Halston Media. He makes $75,000. Assets? Harriet asked. We own a house. 3-bedroom in Evanston. We have paid down about a third of the mortgage. We have joint checking and savings, about $40,000 total. We both have retirement accounts. I have a car. He has a car. Debts? Harriet asked. Just the mortgage and my student loans. About $20,000 left. His are paid off. Harriet wrote it all down. Okay, this is relatively straightforward. No children, which simplifies things. You have proof of adultery. You have evidence of potential financial misconduct. We are in a good position. What is the next step? Reina asked. I am going to draft divorce papers. That will take a few days. In the meantime, you need to make some decisions. Do you want to stay in the house or leave? Do you want to continue seeing him at all? Have you told anyone else? I stayed at a hotel last night, Reina said. I have not been home since I saw him. I have not told anyone yet except you. You will need support, Harriet said. Family, friends. I have a best friend, Tanisha, and my brother, Troy. He lives across town. Call them today, Harriet said. You are going to need people in your corner. Harriet stood. I will email you a list of documents I need. Bank statements, property deeds, titles, everything. Get those to me as soon as possible. And Reina? Yes. Reina looked up. Do not engage with him more than necessary, Harriet said. Do not fight. Do not argue. Keep communication minimal and document everything. Every text, every call, every email. Understood, Reina said. They shook hands and Reina left the office feeling lighter somehow. She had a plan. She had an attorney. She had evidence. This was no longer just rage and hurt. This was action. She sat in her car and called Tanisha. Hey girl, what is up? Are you not supposed to be at work? Tanisha asked. I need you, Reina said. Can you meet me somewhere? What is wrong? You sound strange. Leon cheated. I caught him. I need to talk. There was a beat of silence. Where are you? I am coming right now, Tanisha said. They met at a park near Tanisha's apartment. It was a cool morning. Leaves fell from the trees in slow spirals. Children played on swings while their mothers watched. Normal life continued around them. Tanisha arrived in leggings and an oversized sweatshirt, her hair pulled into a messy bun. She hugged Reina hard. Tell me everything, she said. So Reina did. She told her about the restaurant, the text, the photo. She told her about the bank records, the hotel charges, the lies. She told her about hiring Harriet. Tanisha listened to it all without interrupting, her expression shifting from disbelief to anger to weary understanding. When Reina finished, Tanisha took her hand. I am so sorry, she said softly. I am so sorry. I should have pushed harder when I told you last year something felt off. No, do not do that, Reina said. Do not blame yourself. He is the one who cheated. He is the one who lied. What if you were not enough? What if you worked too much or did not pay enough attention or… Stop it right now, Tanisha said sharply, her eyes bright. You were a good wife. You were faithful. You were present. You trusted him. He chose to betray that. That is on him, not on you. Do you hear me? Reina nodded, feeling tears prick her eyes for the first time. She blinked them back. What do you need from me? Tanisha asked. I do not know, Reina said. I just needed to tell someone. To make it real. It is real, Tanisha said. And you're going to get through this. You are the strongest person I know. I do not feel strong, Reina whispered. You will, Tanisha said. Trust me. They sat in silence for a moment, watching the children play. Reina wondered if she would ever have children. A family. She thought she would with Leon. Now that future had evaporated like breath on glass. Can I stay with you for a few days? Reina asked quietly. I cannot go back to the house yet. Of course, Tanisha said. Stay as long as you need. I will help you get your things from the house when you are ready. Thank you, Reina said. That is what friends are for, Tanisha replied. Reina spent the rest of the day gathering documents. She went to the bank and opened a personal checking account, transferring half of the joint savings into it. The bank teller asked if there was anything wrong. "I just want my own account," Raina said. The teller smiled and said that was smart, financial independence. If only she knew. Next, Raina found a private investigator online. His name was Lewis Grant. He had 20 years of experience, most of it in infidelity cases. She called his office and explained the situation. "I can start tomorrow," Lewis said. "I will need photos of your husband, his work address, his vehicle information." "I can get you all of that," Raina said. "My rate is $200 an hour plus expenses," Lewis continued. "Most cases take about 40 hours to build a solid file." $8,000, Raina said. "Give or take," Lewis replied. Raina did not hesitate. "That is fine," she said. "I will email you a contract," he said. By evening, Raina was exhausted. She had given Harriet's office all the documents they needed. She had hired Lewis. She had moved money. She had cried in Tanisha's arms for 20 minutes, the sobs finally breaking through that shell of calm. She had called her brother, Troy, and told him everything. Troy had been ready to drive to Leon's workplace and confront him. "Let me talk to him," Troy said. "Let me show him what happens when he disrespects my sister." "Not yet," Raina said. "I need to do this legally. Properly. I do not want anything to jeopardize the case." "He does not deserve proper," Troy said. "Maybe not," Raina replied, "but I deserve to do this right." That night, she sat on Tanisha's couch eating takeout Chinese food and trying not to think about Leon. Her phone had finally stopped buzzing. Either he had given up or his phone had died. "What are you going to do about work?" Tanisha asked, curling her feet under her. "Go back Monday," Raina said. "Act normal. I cannot let this destroy my career, too." "You are really not going to give him a chance to explain?" Tanisha asked. Raina looked at her friend. "Explain what?" she asked. "I saw him kissing another woman. He lied about where he was. He has been spending our money on her. What explanation makes any of that acceptable?" Tanisha sighed. "None," she said. "You are right. I just had to ask. I loved him," Raina said quietly. "I really did. But I love myself more than I love him. And I will not stay with someone who disrespects me like that." Tanisha raised her wine glass. "To self-respect and new beginnings," she said. Raina clinked her glass against Tanisha's. "To new beginnings," she did not know what those beginnings looked like yet, but she knew they did not include Leon. And somehow that knowledge did not hurt as much as she had thought it would. Monday morning, Raina walked into her office at Morrison Architecture like nothing had happened. She wore a red blazer and black pants, her hair pulled back in a sleek bun. Professional. Composed. No one would have guessed her life had imploded 3 days ago. Her colleague Dennis looked up from his computer. "Hey, Raina, how was your weekend?" he asked. "Fine, productive," she said. "Yours?" "Same old," he said. "Hey, did you finish the Riverside project proposal?" "Sent it Friday afternoon," she replied. "Check your email." Normal conversation. Normal work. She could do this. Raina settled at her desk and opened her laptop. She had 3 client meetings that day, 2 project reviews, and a mountain of emails. She dove in, grateful for the distraction. At lunch, she sat in her car and called Lewis. "I have started surveillance," Lewis said. "Your husband left for work at 7:30 this morning. I followed him to Halston Media. He has been at his desk all morning. Nothing unusual yet. How long until you have something concrete?" Raina asked. "Give me a week, maybe 2, Lewis said. "I will follow him after work, see his patterns. If he is still seeing this woman, I will find out who she is and get you proof." "Thank you," Raina said. "One question, Mrs. Coleman," Lewis added. "Do you want to know details? Some clients prefer a summary. Others want everything. It is up to you." Raina thought about it. Did she want to know how many times, where they went, what they talked about? "Everything," she said. "I want to know everything." "Understood," Lewis said. That evening, Raina went back to Tanisha's apartment. She had been sleeping on the couch, refusing Tanisha's offer to take the bed. The couch was fine. She did not need much sleep anyway. Her phone rang. Leon's name flashed on the screen. She had been ignoring his calls for 3 days, but maybe it was time to answer, if only to confirm that all future communication should go through Harriet. She answered. "Hello." "Thank God," Leon said. "Raina, where have you been?" "I have been losing my mind." "I have been around," she said. "Can we please talk face to face?" he asked. "I need to explain." "There is nothing to explain," she replied. "Please just hear me out," Leon said. 30 minutes. That is all I am asking. Raina considered. Harriet had said to keep communication minimal, but eventually they would have to discuss the divorce. She might as well get it over with. Fine, she said. 30 minutes. Tomorrow after work. Meet me at Colin's Coffee at 6. Thank you, he said quickly. Thank you so much. I will be there. She hung up before he could say anything else. Tanisha looked up from her laptop. You are meeting him? She asked. Just to talk, Raina said. Or rather, to listen. Then I am serving him with papers. Do you want me to come with you? Wait outside. Tanisha asked. Raina shook her head. No. I need to do this alone, she said. The next day dragged. Raina could not focus on her designs. Her mind kept drifting to the upcoming conversation. What would Leon say? What lies would he tell? What excuses would he make? At 5:45, she drove to Colin's Coffee. It was a neutral location, public enough that he could not make a scene. She arrived early, ordered a tea she did not want, and sat at a corner table. Leon walked in at exactly 6. He looked terrible. Dark circles under his eyes, wrinkled shirt, his hair unkempt. He spotted her and rushed over. Raina, thank you for coming, he said. She gestured to the chair across from her. 30 minutes, she said. Start talking. He sat down, leaning forward. First, I am sorry, he said. I am so sorry. What you saw was wrong. I know that. I messed up. Who is she? Raina asked. Leon swallowed. Her name is Shanice, he said. She works at Halston in the sales department. Now the woman had a name. Raina filed it away. How long? She asked. Leon looked down at his hands. 8 months, he said. The number landed like a punch. 8 months. While she had been planning their anniversary. While they had been discussing having a baby. While she had been faithful and trusting. I want a divorce, Raina said. Leon's head snapped up. No, he said. Please. We can fix this. We can go to counseling. I will do anything. You should have thought about that before you kissed her at Belmore House, Raina replied. It was a mistake, Leon said. A stupid, terrible mistake. I do not even love her. Then why? She asked. I do not know, he said. She paid attention to me. She made me feel important. You are always so busy with work and your projects. I felt ignored. Raina's jaw tightened. So you are blaming me? She asked. No, that is not what I meant, Leon said quickly. I am just trying to explain. I do not want your explanations, Raina said. I want a divorce. Raina, please, he said. 7 years. Does that not mean anything? It did, she said. Until you threw it away. She stood up. You will be served with papers this week, she said. Get a lawyer. Wait, Leon said. The house, our accounts, we need to figure that out. My lawyer will handle it, Raina replied. Do not contact me unless it is through her. She walked out of the coffee shop, leaving Leon sitting there with his mouth open. Her hands shook as she got in her car, but under the shaking was something like pride. She had stood her ground. She had not caved. She had not let him twist the story. 3 days later, Harriet called with an update. Papers have been served, Harriet said. Leon received them at work yesterday. He immediately called my office, but I told him I would not speak with him without his own attorney present. Good, Raina said. I also have news from the bank, Harriet added. I reviewed all your joint accounts going back 2 years. The suspicious charges total almost $11,000. Hotels, restaurants, gifts, all when he was supposedly at work events or with friends. 11,000, Raina repeated. She felt sick. Can we get that back? Possibly, Harriet said. In the asset division. We will argue he used marital funds for an extramarital affair. Most judges do not look kindly on that. What about the house? Raina asked. You have 2 options, Harriet said. You can sell it and split the proceeds, or one of you can buy the other out. Which do you want? Raina thought about the house. The 3-bedroom colonial they had bought 5 years ago in Evanston. She had loved it once, but now it just felt like a box full of lies. I want to sell it, she said. I do not want anything that reminds me of him. Understood, Harriet said. We will push for that in negotiations. That weekend, Lewis called with his first report. I have been following Leon for a week, Lewis said. He is definitely still seeing Shanice. They met after work 3 times this week. Twice at her apartment, once at a bar. I have photos. Raina's stomach clenched. And I found something else, Lewis said. What? Raina asked. Shanice is married too, Lewis said. Raina sat down. What? She whispered. Married for 5 years, Lewis said. Her husband's name is Warren Ellis. Works as an accountant downtown. No children. Does Leon know she is married? Raina asked. Based on what I have observed, yes, Lewis replied. I saw them arguing yesterday outside her building. She kept gesturing to her ring finger. He was trying to calm her down. Send me everything you have, Raina said. I will email the photos and a written report this afternoon, Lewis said. Do you want me to keep following him? Yes, Raina said. I want to know every time he sees her, every lie he tells. Everything. You got it, Lewis said. When the email arrived, Raina sat at Tanisha's dining table and opened it. There were dozens of photos. Leon and Shanice getting into her car. Leon and Shanice at a bar sitting close. Leon leaving her apartment building late at night. Each photo felt like a small knife to the chest. But Raina did not look away. She studied every image, every angle, every detail. The written report was thorough. Times, dates, locations. Lewis had even recorded some of their conversations from a distance. Nothing usable in court, but enough for Raina to know this was not just physical. They talked, they laughed, they held hands. This was not just a mistake or a moment of weakness. This was a full relationship, a betrayal on every level. Raina forwarded everything to Harriet. Then she leaned back in her chair and closed her eyes. Are you okay? Tanisha asked, coming out of the kitchen with 2 mugs of tea. I am angry, Raina said. I am so angry I could scream. Then scream, Tanisha said. No one is stopping you. Raina opened her eyes. I want him to hurt the way I am hurting, she said. I want him to lose everything. He will, Tanisha said quietly. Harriet is good. She will make sure of it. It is not enough, Raina said. I want more than money. I want consequences. Tanisha sat down across from her. What are you thinking? She asked. I do not know yet, Raina said. But I will figure it out. Over the next few days, an idea began to form. Leon worked at Halston Media. Shanice worked there too. Most companies had policies about workplace relationships, especially affairs. Raina did some research. Halston was a mid-sized marketing firm with about 200 employees. They had a strict code of conduct. She found it on their website and read every line. Section 4.2. Romantic relationships between employees must be disclosed to human resources. Section 4.3. Employees engaged in relationships that create conflicts of interest or hostile work environments may face disciplinary action. Neither Leon nor Shanice had disclosed their relationship. Raina knew that for certain. An affair between 2 married employees definitely created a hostile work environment. She smiled, a thin, cold curve. This could work, she thought. But first, she needed more information. She needed to know who Warren Ellis was. The other betrayed spouse. Maybe he would help her. Maybe they could help each other. She called Lewis. I need you to find out more about Warren Ellis, she said. Work address, daily routine, everything. Are you thinking about contacting him? Lewis asked. Maybe, Raina replied. Would that be a bad idea? Not necessarily, Lewis said. Might work in your favor. 2 betrayed spouses with documentation can be powerful. But be careful. You do not know how he will react. I will think about it, Raina said. That night, she lay on Tanisha's couch staring at the ceiling. She thought about Warren, another person whose life had been destroyed by lies. Did he deserve to know? Would he want to know? She thought about Leon, about 7 years of marriage, about the future they had planned. All of it gone. She thought about Shanice, a woman who had known Leon was married and pursued him anyway. Or maybe Leon had pursued her. Did it matter? They were both guilty. They both deserved consequences. And Raina was going to make sure they got them. She picked up her phone and texted Harriet. I want to file a complaint with Leon's employer, she wrote. Can we do that? Harriet responded within minutes. Absolutely, she wrote. But let us build the case first. Make sure we have everything we need. Timing matters. Raina understood. She could wait. She could be patient. She had already watched her marriage crumble in an instant. She could spend a few more weeks tightening every bolt on the structure of her response. While Lewis dug deeper into Warren's life and Harriet refined their legal strategy, Raina went back to work every day and delivered flawless presentations, met with clients, and sketched new designs. At night, she sat at Tanisha's dining table with her laptop open, adding to the evidence document. Dates, charges, photos, transcripts of Leon's few texts that she had not deleted before sending screenshots to Harriet. A week later, Lewis called again. I have everything you asked for on Warren, he said. He works at a financial firm on Wacker Drive. Regular schedule, 8 to 6 most days. No indication he knows about the affair. I trailed Shanice once on a Saturday. She told him she was going to a yoga class. She met Leon at a hotel instead. Warren stayed home, did yard work, then went to the grocery store. He seems ordinary. Raina felt something twist in her chest. Does he seem happy? She asked. Hard to say from a distance, Lewis replied. He seems like a man who thinks his life is what he believes it to be. Raina sat with that for a long moment after they hung up. She pictured Warren mowing his lawn, buying groceries, trusting his wife. She remembered how she had trusted Leon. She remembered how it felt when that trust crumbled. The next day, she asked Harriet for a quick meeting. They sat in Harriet's office, the city spread out beyond the windows. I think he deserves to know, Raina said. Warren, if our positions were reversed, I would want someone to tell me. I do not know what he will do with the information, but I know it is his right to have it. Harriet regarded her for a moment, then nodded. Then we will find a way to contact him that is direct, respectful, and careful, she said. You did not choose this, Raina, but you are choosing what to do with it. That matters. If you enjoyed this story, please like, comment, and share this video with your friends. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a powerful story drop.